think of freedom not as a right thing as we please, but as the opportunity to do what is right. My fellow Filipinos, does freedom of media really helps our world into a better place? Or it just worsens every single thing? Amazing morning, everyone! By the way, I am Crisame Montilla Arquina, together with my members in this group, namely Lori Adlawan, Charlene Comboy, and Giselle Bohol. And we are here to open you from the real world about freedom of media and how it affects our lives. In connection to the pandemic that our beloved country, the Philippines, and its people is facing, the freedom of media presents a grave threat, especially to the dissemination of factual information that we knew as vital to people's lives. And on the other part of it is the rampant issues in regards to fake news or false information that is emerging all over the world that causes trauma and fear to billions of people. My fellow Filipinos, when will change be done? When everything of us cannot survive at the end and all of us is under the soil? But aside from that, it's the positive side that it brought to us. Especially now that we are facing this pandemic wherein access to connection is hard. But through this freedom of media, we are able to connect with each other easily. And of course, we can be informed of what are the current happenings or situations that are existing in our present world.
Think about this for a second. Whenever you want to hear your favorite song, watch your favorite show, or see the latest news in the current events, where do you go? You more than likely turn on your television, radio, and computer. The source that the majority of the general public uses to get news and information was considered mass media. The mass media has evolved significantly over time. Have you wondered how was the latest news and information was communicated in the past? Before, there was just newspaper, and the public relies only in writers and journalists to provide them information and latest news in the current events. But now, as the world is getting modernized, the people can easily access information through internet, radio, and television.
Amazing morning to each and every one of us, especially to our subject teacher, Ma'am Ivy Diaz. Good day, Ma'am. I know Miss Joshua Bohol already done explaining what is mass media all about. So, at this moment, I will be discussing our main topic. It is one of the current issues here in the Philippines, which is the freedom of mass media. Are you ready? If yes, without further ado, let's start. But before we proceed to our topic, let me explain to you first what is freedom. What is freedom? As what Sanjay Brahmawa said, freedom is a powerful word. Yes, because freedom means the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. In other words, it is our independence. It is our ability to act, speak freely. It is important because it allows us to be ourselves, to be yourself, and to work together while maintaining autonomy. So, you already know what is freedom all about. So, let us proceed now to our main topic, which is the freedom of mass media. What is freedom of mass media? Based on Merriam-Webster, it is the right to publish and disseminate informations, thoughts, and opinions without restraint or censorship. It is also referred to the circulation and publication of materials in magazines, newspapers, and other formats such as social or electronic media platforms without restrictions implemented by the government. The best example of this are the journalists in the field of journalism. They are the one who voice out, speak out their opinions in way of writing articles in order for us people to be aware of about what's happening in our society or also in our country.
Freedom of the press or freedom of the mass media is the principle that communication and expression through various media including printed and electronic, especially published materials, should be considered a right to be exercised freely. The press has been given the responsibility of checking and balancing the administration and the government. Whenever there is a social evil lurking or corruption and oppression happens, the press is the first one to raise a voice. The press watches those in power to ensure that they do not misuse it. In order to do so, freedom of the press is required.
For further informations, Miss Sherlyn Comboy will be discussing the importance of freedom of mass media for better understanding.
To discuss with you the importance of mass media. Mass media are useful for reinforcing group dynamics and interpersonal communication. Mass media as means of communication make ideas clear to children and help them to acquire knowledge. They help in simplifying and in giving vividness to explanation. They inform, educate, and entertain people. They also influence the way people look at the world and make them change their views. Mass media plays a very important role in organizing public opinion. Millions of people watch TV and read newspapers in their free time. Everywhere, every day, exciting things are happening. Each day is filled with news. People learn news and views during reading newspapers and magazines, talking over the telephone, or they are kept informed by watching TV or listening to the radio. The press, the radio, and television play a big role in the life of the society. Mass media plays a very important role in organizing public opinion. Millions of people watch TV and read newspapers in their free time. Most of people can't do without a newspaper in underground or during their lunch break in their work. TV also dominates the life of the family most of the time. It is also a habit which is impossible to resist. The radio is turned on and most of the time creating a permanent background noise. So mass media become a very important part of our life. Mass media denotes a section of the media specifically designed to reach a large audience. Mass media can also be used for various purposes. Advocacy both for business and social concerns. This include advertising, marketing, propaganda, public relations, and political communication. Entertainment also, traditionally through performances of acting, music, and sports, along with light reading. Indeed, mass media is a very important part of our life.
The freedom of mass media can make peaceful and positive changes in society.
The benefits are that it educates people. Through television and radio programs, people get to learn about health matters, environmental conservation, and much more. Second, people get the latest news in a very short time. Distance is not a barrier. People get news daily through the media, and this keeps them updated on the happenings around the world. Next, people get to bring out their hidden talents. Through media, they can showcase their talents such as comedy, acting, and singing. Then, children's knowledge increases. Children can learn from quiz programs, animal programs, and so on. Finally, radio is convenient as people do get short news, and with a mobile phone, one can access it.
There are many advantages of mass media, and these are some of the following. First, great in promoting mass consumer products, and this can in turn increase sales of the product. Second, serves as a good source of entertainment. People get entertained through music and television programs. Third, television allows electronic duplication of information. This reduces the production cost, making mass education possible. Fourth, media leads to diffusion of different cultures. Media showcase different cultural practices. Last, it helps people around the world to understand each other and embrace their differences. In terms of benefits of mass media, motor skills are improved by typing, clicking, playing games, and other technology-related finger skills. Hand-eye coordination or even quick thinking can be helped. Access to mass news media can improve reading skills. Social network activity is theorized to improve writing and socializing skills.
But everything has its limit. If there's advantages, there's also disadvantages.
Freedom of mass media has advantages and disadvantages. One of the disadvantages of this is that there are journalists, namely Pia Anyada, who published false information or also known as fake news.
Let me know tomorrow and I will fire him if he did intervene, even for one word. Kasi kayo, tingnan ninyo yung mga artikel ninyo. Maligaya kayo yung gawain nyo sa kapwa-tao ninyo yan araw-araw. Just because you have the power of press freedom. The issue here is not press freedom. The way your masters, the elite, yung may-ari niyan, and you are not even constitutionally allowed to go into the media with the pretext of yung depository. What kind of a salam of it is that?
We all know that Philippines is a democratic country. That means we are free to express ourselves, just like giving our opinions and thoughts and expressing our feelings and emotions. But some people are being abusive with that given freedom. Another example for the disadvantages of freedom of media is about the issue and network in regards to ABS-CBN that became a hot headline all over the Philippines. And even our president became the first person who never tolerated the dirty works of the mentioned network that runs over full of bias, lies, and paid news.
Press freedom. Press freedom, kayo yung number one magnanakaw, ayaw nyo sa uli yung propiedad, press freedom. Kami, how about our freedom? We have our freedom of expression to express our anger, and that is also my constitutional right. You're bullshit. You, mukha kayong pera, kakapal ang mukha ninyo, kayong taga-media. You know? You want to know my sentiments? Fuck you. Salamat.
We should bear in mind that those mentioned disadvantages can be an advantage and we can change the bad history and will combat those challenges. We people will be as one in their goal, in one goal, to achieve peaceful life. Then we can achieve a country that is solid, united, and full of love. But my fellow Filipinos, how can we achieve that if there will always be people against to the will of the government? If we can obey, we can achieve it. But if we will not obey, we will remain like this, hoping and hopeless.
This fight to protect press freedom has to be global, where we all stand up to strengthen voices of our colleagues who are being silenced, imprisoned, killed in growing numbers. Journalism has always been a risky business, but now risks are rising as never before. That's why we need to seek solution. We have to fight or protect our right and freedom of expression. To protect our right to know, we have to promote press freedom worldwide by defending the journalists to report news freely and safely without the fear of reprisal. Empowered people worldwide with the trustworthy high-quality news and information they need to make informed decisions, participate in their communities, and hold power to account. And advocate for press freedom, access to information, and the protection of journalists all around the world.
As a Filipino citizen and as a student, I can give a solution in that issue by simply let us not be biased and voice out, speak out what's truly the truth. Even if we have freedom of mass media, it doesn't mean that you are free or we are free to proliferate false information, or also known as fake news, but rather to stand what is right.
Recommendations. These are the following recommendations to become an efficient user of media. First, educate yourself what you are doing online. Be accurate and honest. Be aware of your audience and be respectful, sensitive about the content you create or share. Be confidential. Be effective and be transparent when appropriate. Indicate that your opinions are personal.
In conclusion, it only means that freedom can give two impacts in our lives. It could be freedom can give us a great life, and freedom can cause us a toxicity life. And in order for us to be a great Filipino is to put limitation in every freedom that we have, and should look forward for things that can benefit every one of us. I hope that you learned a lot in our discussion today, and I think that would be all. Thank you.